Hi there. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching me from. Thank you so much for joining me once again on my channel. My name is Millicent and I'm delighted to have your presence. For my subscribers, I want to give you a special thank you. I truly appreciate you. I truly value you. For just starting with me, those who have joined me along the way, I see you and I truly hope that you find these episodes insightful. If you're joining me today for the first time, a warm welcome to you. This family, we are all about inspiration. We are all about motivating women to grow, to conquer their fears, to address their insecurities, and just to attain the potential to live the purpose that God has called them. So I pray that as you join, as you listen in today, that you are going to find something insightful. Welcome. In today's episode, I'm talking about elevation requires separation. Elevation requires separation. And maybe when I talk about these words, I don't know what comes to your mind. Are you thinking about elevation? Elevation to what? Are you thinking about separation? Separation to what? But if we are to rise higher, if we are to achieve the things that we want to achieve in life, as we navigate life, at some point separation happens naturally. We need to let go of something. We need to adopt new habits. Changes need to happen along the way. We cannot remain the same people we were many years back and still be the same people today. As we reach for our dreams, we learn new things, we drop off some people, we are evolving. We are evolving and becoming the people that we want to be. So separation will happen at some point in your life. For my beautiful ladies, those of us who are mothers, you know what happens when you have those little ones and it's time for you to go to work and the little one is crying and clinging. And it can be difficult. Separation is not easy. It can be really difficult. You also feel very emotional and it's really hard for you to, leave your baby. But you have to do it. You have to go to work because you need to provide for them. You need to cater to their needs. So however difficult it is, you have to leave. And as you go to work and you hear the sound of that baby crying, it's hard, but then you have to do it. And then at some point they grow up and now it's no longer difficult. You go to work, you say goodbye, they say goodbye. So when separation needs to happen, you know it. You know that it needs to happen. You will feel it, you will see it, and there'll be all the signs telling you it's time to separate. It's time to disengage. It's time to detach and move on to something else, something new. So in today's episode, I just want to focus more on this separation. For us to elevate and achieve our dreams, what are the things, or what do we mean by separation? What are we separating from? Maybe just take a moment and think about it. Maybe for you to be where you are right now in your life, what are the things you've had to separate from? I would really love to hear from you and share your comments down below. Let me know, what did you have to let go for you to be where you are? So the first thing I want to talk about is separation from negative mindset. And for my subscribers, and you have been here with me just for the 1 or 2 episodes already, by now you know that I'm all about being positive. I'm all about being optimistic. So of course this was going to be my first point. So we need to separate from negative mindset. And when I'm talking about negative mindset, I'm talking about always thinking about the worst, always thinking about how things are not going to work, always looking out for the way things did not work. It's very easy for us to really see the things that are not working out more than the things that are working out. But if you're always negative, you're going to repel people from you. This might even mean repelling networks, support systems, people who can be there for you, people who can take you to the next step, people who can guide you. So when you're full of negative energy, people don't want to be around you. Now, if people don't want to be associated with you because you're all negative, you always have a negative energy. If people don't want to be associated with you because you're always negative, you don't encourage anyone, you're always seeing how things are not working, then you're going to find yourself a loner. You're going to find yourself people don't want to engage you in projects. People don't want to even share with you new exciting opportunities because you're a negative person and they don't want to draw in that negativity. So this can really hinder your growth. So you need to separate, you need to disengage, and you need to counter these thoughts. The other aspect of negativity comes in when it comes to also yourself. So my beautiful ladies, sometimes it means people can say good things about you. People can say, wow, today you look so beautiful. Wow, that presentation was amazing. Wow, you carried, you conducted that training so well. You organized that event so well. But then it's hard for you to receive compliments. So you are always thinking, wow, yeah, but one thing did not work out. So you're always looking out for that negative thing that did not work out. Now also for you, if you are unable or if you're struggling to receive compliments, what does this mean? It affects your self-esteem. It means you remain stagnant because then you're not motivated. You're not motivated to go and conquer and do better and take up even more roles and responsibilities. Why? Because you're so confined, you're so focused on the one thing that did not work out. So negativity is something that you have to separate from. When these thoughts come, when people are encouraging you and cheering you on, embrace it fully. When you're feeling that urge to say, yeah, thank you, but I could have done better, resist. So that increasingly with the time, you begin to embrace the things that are working out. You begin to attract people to you because you have positive energy, and as a result, this will lead you to other greater things. Now, when we're talking about separation, I know at some point you thought about people. The people we spend time with, people are a huge factor in our lives. The people we associate with. But you know what? For you to rise, for you to achieve the things you want to achieve, those big dreams that you have, do you know you have to separate from some people? This can be difficult. I mean, we have our childhood friends, we have, the people who we have grown up with, we have just the people in our circles, even family. But people come in our lives for different reasons. We have people who are in our lives to serve a certain purpose, and then that's it. We have people who come to our lives, people who challenge us. We have people who are there to motivate us. We have people in our lives who are, connectors, people who are just meant to connect you from or to help you transit, to help you in your transition from one phase of your life to the next, and then you need to connect with other people. Not everyone needs to be in your inner circle. Not everyone shares your dreams and ambitions. Not everyone really knows who you are. Not everyone knows where your journey began. So we connect with different people at different points in our lives. And I think sometimes, my beautiful ladies, as we grow, I don't know what your experience has been. As you grow older, you realize that maybe your circle of friends also, as you grow older, you realize that your circle of friends also narrows down. Why? You begin to evaluate, at this stage in my life, what values do I have? Do we have anything that connects us? Do we have anything in common? I mean, Do we share the same drive? Do we share ambition? Do we share the same energy for life? Because experiences, we go through life experiences, and all of us, we have different paths. So you may have started off with someone, you may have had good moments, but then as you grow, your paths, you take different paths because of the opportunities that life brings you. And so as you grow, you realize you have to drop off some people along the way. And my beautiful ladies, this is not about pride. I know sometimes people might say nowadays, I don't know, she feels so sweet. Nowadays, she doesn't talk to people. You know, nowadays, she's, like she has her own class. Well, I'm not here to tell you to, be boastful and walk around with, just pride and looking down on people. No. But then, if people are going to say you're feeling so sweet because you have made certain choices, because you're intentional about who you want to connect with, who you want to relate with, because you're intentional about, where you want to go, and you're aware of the phase you are in life, then you should not have any apologies for that. You may be at a point in your life where now your priority is your family. You may be at a point in your life where you want to spend more time with your family and with your children. And you have a friend who, well, maybe they are single. And what does that mean? Naturally, you will not spend more time together like you used to. So if you have people in your life who also make you feel bad because of the choices you're making, because you're pursuing your dreams, then you should definitely drop this kind of people. You should definitely separate from discouragers. You should definitely separate from people who are not supporting you in your journey, whatever it is you're up to. When we're talking about separation from people includes family as well. What has your experience been? Are there family members you have at one point felt you need to create distance, you need to separate, maybe because they are draining you, maybe because they are not bringing out the best in you? Family can also we can also feel some burden with family, with certain members of the family. And so when I'm talking about separation from people, I'm actually calling you to look at not just your friends, but also your family members. And here we're saying, if people are not aligned to where you are, it's okay to let them go. If you're at a certain point in your life where you need to make new connections, where you need to make new, connect with other people, join new networks, by all means do it. But remember what I said, we are not saying you're doing this with pride. We are not saying you're being boastful and looking down on others. We're just saying you are communicating that at this time you have certain priorities which may not be a priority for other people. Maybe you used to go out, and I don't have anything against going out and drinking, but maybe you used to do this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but now at the point you are in your life, you don't even have the energy for that, but you don't even have the time to do that anymore. Why? Because you have new responsibilities. So maybe you can only do this once a week, or maybe once a month. So if you're not aligned, if the people in your life are not aligned to your values, they are not aligned to where you are, it's okay to drop off that weight and separate. Now let's talk about the workplace. As you know, in this channel we talk about growth at the home front and at the work front. And so separation at the workplace. When you think about the workplace, my beautiful ladies, what are some of the things that hold you back? Or should I say, what are some of the people or friends at work that hold you back? Well, I see sometimes there are these cliques, or do I call them groups of friends at work? And that's fine. There are support system and they have their place. But then what kind of motivation or what kind of value do this sort of work friendships add? Are your friends at work the kind where, the kind who are, what is it called? Feel good kind of friends, the ones who are just there for the good times, for you to gossip, for you to after work, go out and have a drink, to arrange for outings and things like that. Are they those kinds of friends? Are your friends at work the kind who are driven, the kind who are thinking about the next project and gaining new skills, the kind who encourage you to go for that? Maybe there's an opening for a senior role in your company. Are your friends the kind who will tell you, you know what, Jessica, you've got this. You can do this. Why don't you go for it? Are they the kind of friends who understand and know your potential? Or are they the kind who, one, they are not driven, so they are just okay doing the roles that they are doing. They are not driven to take up more responsibilities, to take up new challenges. And when they see you doing that, which of course means you're getting recognized at work, which of course means maybe the senior bosses or the people who make decisions in the company are seeing you, and therefore it means opportunities are coming. Does it mean, are they the kind of people who will encourage you? Are they the kind of people who will support you, who are not going to feel jealous and discourage you? We have friends who can also be negative, who have negative impact in our lives. So at the workplace, because things are not working out for them, maybe they're getting into trouble at work, maybe they are not getting along with the boss, maybe they're not getting along with other people, and so they want to drag you into that. So if you are driven, if you are the one who is getting recognized, if the boss likes you because you're driven, you are proactive, then they sort of discourage you from that. Are these the kind of friends that you have at the workplace? So if these are the kind of friends, then you need to separate. In any case, at work, we go to work. But it's good if you're able to find friendships that can help you thrive at work and also still maintain that kind of a relationship, fine, but it can be difficult. I also see that at the workplace, my beautiful ladies, especially if you're really on the upward spiral, you're getting promotions, you're getting new responsibilities. How do you navigate that? Maybe you started off with some friends at work at a certain level, and over time, you're getting more and more responsibilities. How do you balance that? Let's say now you're the manager and you're their supervisor, you have to supervise your friend and they have to report to you. How do you navigate that? What comes first? Is it your friendship? Is it work? So sometimes even at the workplace, separation needs to happen. And sometimes it will happen naturally. Remember now, once you start taking more responsibilities at the workplace, it means you are accountable. It means you are answerable, not just to yourself, but to many other people, and of course to your organization. So that means you're looking for the kind of support that will help you to perform. You're looking for the kind of support that will help you to thrive in that new role. And so if you need to separate so that you're able to serve, if you need to separate so that you're able to deliver the results you have to deliver, then that's a choice you have to make. It's a choice you have to make. And if your friends are not able to understand this, then I think that's a clear sign that it's time to separate. Because as you're growing into new roles, you don't want unnecessary burden, unnecessary weight. There are already new challenges that are coming with that new role or that new responsibility. And so all you need is maximum support and encouragement. So I would love to hear from you. If you have had new roles, if you have taken up new responsibilities, have you had to separate from certain people at work, maybe even some of your friends? You may not even have time anymore to do the things you used to do. Maybe you have to come to work earlier, maybe you have to stay on later and things like those. How do you navigate that? I would love to hear from you. The other thing when it comes to separation that I reflected about, normally when I'm preparing these episodes, I also just try to think about my life and certain changes that I have had to make and share these experiences with you. So I thought about separation from certain seasons. Now, as we go through life, from childhood to adulthood, you're bound to identify one or two experiences or maybe huge setbacks that you've had. And sometimes these setbacks or these experiences hold us back for a very long time. It could be an issue that you have struggled with for a very long time. It could be a self-esteem issue that you've struggled with, and so you're not confident. It could be an experience you went through that shattered your self-confidence, and you are still stuck. You're still stuck there, and you're afraid. You're afraid to step up. It's important to separate from these kinds of feelings. It's important to identify what is holding you back and separate from it. Sometimes we hold back because we went through a devastating, maybe even a traumatic experience, and so you're a prisoner, or you're a prisoner of this particular incident, so you're not able to make a move. Remember what I shared with you before. You cannot remain a captive to what happened to you. And remember, you are not defined by what happened to you. You are not defined by your past. You're defined by how well you rise up. You're defined by how you conquer. So it does not matter what you went through. Life happens. We have different strengths and resources. At one point in your life, maybe you didn't have the relevant support. You didn't have the necessary skills to overcome, to navigate certain challenges. But you have since learned from it. You have since grown. I once had a very good opportunity, and our good opportunity, a management role, and things happened, and at that point in my life, I think I did not have the necessary tools and skills. You know, again, my beautiful ladies, and maybe one time we'll talk about this, and this is something that my coach has helped me to really go through and navigate. You know, sometimes we get opportunities, but we are not ready for them. And then, what can I say, when you fail, you feel so devastated and you feel scared. You know, you start questioning yourself, was I ready? I blew this up. And if you're not careful, you can get caught up in such an experience. But then, it's okay. In my case, I feel that I was good at what I do, but then maybe there was one or two skills that I still needed to learn. You know, as you get into management roles, senior leadership roles, then there's a certain set of skills that you need to help you overcome challenges, a certain strength, a certain tough skin that you need to have. And so you cannot keep beating yourself up because you blew up an opportunity in the past. You have to learn from it. So don't allow yourself to be a prisoner of your past. Instead, just learn from the mistakes that you made and make wiser choices. So you are judged by how many times you rise. You're judged by how many times you overcome. So remember that, my beautiful ladies. So if you have this kind of experiences that you went through, poor choices maybe that you made, and it's really holding you back, hey, separate from these things so that you can move. Now, something else I want to talk about shortly as we approach the end of this session, or as we approach the end of this episode, is separating from places. There are certain places that either just give us negative energy. There are places that remind us of painful experiences. They're just places that we are in or we used to be, and you know you need to move from that place. It could even be a place you lived. maybe because of things you encountered at that place, it's really holding you back, and it's really bringing back negative memories, bad memories, sad times that you had, and you need to move. So there are moments you need to actually separate from places. So let me ask you, is there a place that comes to your mind that maybe in the past, when you look back and you look at the things you did there, you're like, no, this is a place I needed to have left. Look at where you are now. Are you at a place? And I mean places like a place, a house, a building, a village, a community. I mean your environment. Are you at a place where you really need to live? And place, let me also push it a bit. It could even be a work environment. How is that place you're in motivating you, energizing you? Are you getting positive energy from wherever it is? And is it time for you to separate? But also on a lighter note, let's talk about separation in terms of, you remember when you had to leave, or maybe you're still at your parents' place. There comes a time and you cannot stay at your parents' home for any much longer. There comes a time you need to move. You need to find your own place. You need to now get out there and be independent. And it's not easy. At our parents' home, we get everything. They take care of the bills. There's a lot of love and warmth. But for you to grow, for you to become your own person, for you to make your own choices, that time comes and you have to leave home. So separation has to happen, and it's not easy because you're going to stand on your own feet. It can be scary, but then you have to move. So the question is, looking at where you are right now in your life, looking at the stage you are in right now, do you need to separate? Are you at a place you need to separate from your employer? Are you at a place where you need to separate from, maybe you live in a certain estate and you just feel that place is not doing it for you? There's so many things you're not happy about and you just feel it's stifling you. Do you need to separate? Are you at a place maybe where you have lived your entire life, you have all your friends there, and so even when opportunities come that require you to move, maybe you're in Nairobi and there's an exciting opportunity that has come up in Kisumu or Nyeri or wherever it is, and you're required to move. And this opportunity is going to help you it's going to help you achieve the things that you've so long wanted. Are you going to separate or not? So for you to be able to separate, you really have to be clear. What do you want to achieve? Where are you headed? So you really need to ask yourself, what is holding you back? Who do you need to separate from? Is your family holding you back? Are your friends holding you back? Are your experiences, past experiences, holding you back? Whatever it is, whatever weight you need to drop it, let it go. It's very difficult for you to move when you're carrying a lot of baggage. So just take this moment and ask yourself, are you clear about where you're headed? Are you clear about what you want to achieve? And then who or what is holding you back, and drop off that weight. Drop off that weight. It's not easy, but you have to do it. The same way for us, my beautiful ladies, it's not easy for you to leave your baby crying. You literally feel pain. You literally feel the pain as you're going further and further and you can hear the screams. But you know you've got to do this. And I know when it's time for separation, we know. You know, you feel it, you see the signs. Now that I'm saying you know, you feel it, I mean, one of the signs you know that it's time for separation, it's growth. You just feel now it's time, things need to move to the next level. You feel unsatisfied, you feel now you have reached your limit and now it's time for something new. You feel you're not thriving anymore in whichever space. So that's a sign. When now growth is calling, and this energy and this drive to achieve more and more is beckoning, then you know it's time to separate, for you to achieve whatever it is, for you to reach out for your dreams, for you to now go to that next level. I mean, you cannot go there doing the things you used to do the same way. So something needs to happen. There has to be a shift, there has to be a change, there has to be separation. Something else that will tell you that separation needs to happen: when you're becoming increasingly aware of bad habits that you need to change. I don't know if you've had moments where you just feel, I think I'm getting into this bad habit and it's really not helping me. Nowadays, I'm really spending a lot of time just sleeping. I'm sleeping too much and this needs to change. Or maybe I'm spending too much time with other people and I'm not spending time with my family. I mean, this needs to change. Or maybe you're in a certain circle and you just feel, no, I don't feel this company is helping me achieve the things I want to achieve. So whatever it is, some bad habits that you're getting yourself into, and bad habits, well, not necessarily that what you're doing is wrong, but it's just that it's a habit that is not helping you achieve the goals, the dreams that you have. It's a habit that is not aligned to your values and the growth that you want to see. So what is that habit that is holding you? So the moment you start feeling, I really need to change this, then you know it's calling for separation. Some things have got to go. So my beautiful ladies and all of you who have joined me today, I really hope that you've learned something from today's episode. Separation is something that has to happen. Sometimes it happens naturally, sometimes it happens by force. But remember, especially when it comes to separation from people, it's not about being arrogant. It's not about being boastful and feeling I cannot associate with certain people. No, it's just about, in a very graceful way, slowly detaching from people you feel maybe you no longer have shared values, and slowly growing into the person that God has called you to be. So I hope you have found this episode insightful. I'm interested to know, what are some of the things you have had to separate from? Who are the people you've had to separate from to become what you are today? Please share with me. Remember, I release my videos every Sunday at 3 p.m. East African time. Tune in every Sunday at 3 p.m. East African time. Let us encourage and motivate one another. In the next episode, we will still continue this discussion and look at, so you're separating and going, what's next? You're elevating to what? Who are you becoming? What is that thing? So until next time, God bless you, take care, and have a beautiful week ahead.